Hi there, welcome back. Let's start with one deep cleansing breath. Thank you so much for joining me in that. So, today we're doing something a little different. What I'm going to do is I'm getting ready for a ketamine journey myself right now. So, I wanted to show you how I prep and what's on my tray. And if hopefully that might help you when you are trying to develop your set and setting. All right, so first of all, I have not eaten very much. I had a very late lunch. I ate at about 3 o'clock. I plan on doing my experience at about 8 o'clock, which I think I'm already past that time, but I plan on doing it at that time. I had a cup of, a little more than a cup of bone broth and a nice slice of sourdough bread. And that is all I've had since 5 o'clock. So I am feeling a little peckish, but that is all right, okay? Because we don't want to overwhelm the medicine with our digestive system. We want to have a nice, clean system so that all we have to do is really enjoy the experience, okay? So let's try to fast a little bit. Like I said, a nice light lunch. Now, I'm an older person, so that's a light lunch for me. I don't think that's a light lunch for a 35-year-old. I think they would eat something more substantial than that. But for an older lady, that is a light lunch. Okay, so that's what I had, but late in the afternoon, so I'm not famished. Right before I start my journey, I will be eating 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Now, why do I do that? First off, I still don't know where I read that, but it works marvelously. I think what it does is it brings your cortisol level down, because when you're hungry, your cortisol level is really high. So that's going to compete with the ketamine. And eating that 1 tablespoon of peanut butter isn't going to upset your stomach in any way. It feels very childlike and nostalgic. And it's very comforting, and it brings that cortisol level down. And right after that, I will be brushing my teeth. And I will brush them everywhere, not just the teeth, but also the gums, the cheeks, the tongue, the roof of the mouth, every part of my mouth. I will be cleaning that off so that way there's any fat on there from perhaps the peanut butter or something else I ate earlier. It will be washed away, and then that way I have full reception of my lozenge as I put it into my mouth. Now, I use troches, so I wanted to show you that this is my tray. I have a lot of things on it. Some of them are just representatives of the things that I do. One of the things that isn't on my tray that should be is my phone. I use my phone for music. Some people use their phone for music. Some people have other ways of using their music. I have a particular playlist that one of my clients has sent me, and I'm very eager to try it out. So there's all different kinds of music. I like Hertz music as well as string instruments. There are just so many choices to use. I have Spotify, but if you don't have Spotify, you use whatever you have. If you perhaps have to download off of YouTube, just download it so that you can get rid of the commercials. So that way you're not in the middle of an experience and you have a commercial. So you might want to do that. But whatever you do, just make sure that your music is ready. Music is very important to a ketamine experience. I have had my music cut off for whatever reason, and everything went black and white and still. And that was pretty shocking to the system. So let's try to get that music flowing so that we can get into the mood. So all of today, I've been preparing for this experience. I've been thinking about my intention. My intention is personal, but it is about awareness. And so I thought on that all day today, and even spent a little time on the AI writing out my intention and what it means to me and why I am searching in this area of my life. So let me explain everything that is on my tray, and hopefully this is going to help you with your checklist. Okay, first off, I have my dosing/spit cup. Okay, so all I have to do is I get the troches, open up the package, and I just pop 2 of those out. Okay, so that is the dose that the doctor has suggested for me. So that works for me. I have done some experimenting with it, and normally they give you a couple of acclimation doses, maybe 1 or 2 extras, so that you can try to figure out what your dose is, because everybody's going to be a little bit different. So, use those wisely. Work with your therapist, or you can come on here and we can chat about it in the comments. But we're trying to get a good disassociated experience that lasts somewhere around 20 to an hour, 20 minutes to an hour. So we're looking for that. And some of us achieve that very easily, and some of us need a little tweaking. But whichever you are, that's fine. We will sort through it. So now I have my medicine in here, so I can just pop it into my mouth and I can bite it very small with my front teeth. I don't want to get it caught in the molars, and then I want to swish it, and I swish for 18 minutes. Now, everybody's swish time is going to be different. Some people swish for 10 minutes. I've had clients swish as low as 8 minutes. As soon as you feel the drop, you want to do another couple of minutes. Okay? Also, we didn't discuss other parts of the prep. It's not advisable to take a gummy or take any kind of sedatives or stimulants 12 to 16 hours before your experience. We want you to be all ketamine, okay? So if you can avoid taking those medicines, go ahead and do it. If you have to have the medicine, please take it, but discuss it with your doctor when you're getting your prescription. I also have just taken my nausea medicine. I just took it right before I started videotaping. So you always want to take that if you're the kind of person who gets nauseated. Not everybody does, but I definitely do. So I always take it right before my experience. I also have my blood pressure cuff. I usually take my blood pressure right before I have an experience, and then I log it in the app. And I don't have to do that. Sometimes I will write it on my AI output after I do my integration with the ChatGPT. I will write my blood pressure, the dose, the date, all that kind of stuff, so that way I can just fold it up and put it in my journal. It's much easier for me. But you do you. If you're a journaler, do the journal. If you're a voice journaler, do that. Whatever you do, be sure to try to remember that you should be doing some integration after your experience. It does not have to be all night. It doesn't have to be 4 hours. Just a little something to remind you. And then tomorrow, usually you have a little more awareness than you have directly after the session. But it varies for people. Some people just are voila, right after the experience, and then other people need a few hours, maybe 12, 14 hours, and then all of a sudden they start having some awareness about some new feelings that they have or new things that they have sorted out. So then we have this and this. I use scented melts. I particularly like this brand and this scent. It just smells like summer, and right now it's summer here in Texas, so I'm enjoying using this. It's very orangey, and I just love the scent. It's very fresh. I don't like to use headphones. I prefer earbuds, and these are my earbuds, so I have those ready. I also have a mask, and that is so after I've finished with my swish, which I told you is an 18-minute swish, I can just lower the mask, lay back in the bed, and have a beautiful experience. So I brought this purely as representation. I have an adjustable bed. So since I have an adjustable bed, all I have to do is click a button. Now, if you don't have an adjustable bed, all you need is some extra pillows. You do not want to be laying completely flat. If you're laying completely flat, you have a high probability of falling asleep, and we don't want you falling asleep in this experience. So have one behind your shoulders, and then maybe 2 behind the head, or something in that range. You know what you have, what resources you have, use those, okay? And you get yourself into an incline, not into a flat position. Okay, so you want to have that prepped before the swish, because after the swish, if you wait for the drop, it can be very confusing just to move pillows around. So You want that to already be in place because we don't want you confused and doing something unusual. I also have, now I'm an older lady, so I have some reading glasses just in case because I have them everywhere I go. I also use, like to use a little lip balm. Now, right now I have full face makeup on, but right after I finish this, I will be removing all of my makeup and be completely ready for bed because I like to do my experience at 8 o'clock. My bedtime isn't till midnight. So when I wake up at about 9 o'clock, I have a couple of hours to mull around, eat a little snack before it's my bedtime. But I don't want to think about having to prepare for bed, so I'm already prepared for bed. It just makes it easier for me. So I use a little lip balm because my lips sometimes get dry. And then I have my googly glasses. Now I wear these so it changes the refraction of light. And what it does is it makes all kinds of cool patterns. And why are we using this? We use this during the swish. The reason why is we're trying to get the brain to go into those psychedelic spaces. I use that alongside this cool planetarium light that I bought on Amazon Prime Day. These are a little bit expensive, so I do suggest you wait for a deal. But they have a little tiny like filters in them, and you can change them around, and it projects beautifully on the ceiling. I mean, it's so sharp. It's very cool. So anyway, but this is what I'll use for my light tonight. This will be for the swish. And I have some other lights. I also use a disco light that I enjoy, and then also this kind of beautiful crystal thing that kind of floats around. But you do you, whatever you have. If you don't have anything, that's okay too. Okay, if you don't have anything, you don't have any of these resources, then just get creative with it. You can figure it out. Like I said, maybe you don't have an extra pillow. Well, then fold up an extra blanket. This is a weighted stuffed animal on my stomach. This is a 10-pounder. It's a cute little dragon, and I put him right here on my stomach, and that really helps ground me, particularly when I wake up. I can grab onto him, and I feel really back into place. So you might want to use a weighted stuffed animal, or maybe you don't have that. You could just use any kind of like a bag of rice or something like that and just wrap it in a nice soft blanket, and then you can put it on your tummy instead. If you feel more of your anxiety in your chest, then you would want to put it here on your chest, wherever you feel your anxiety. So anyway, that's what I do. I am getting ready for my experience. I am just about done. Like I said, I do need to wash my face and prepare my room with the lights and everything. Then I will think about my intention as I am dosing and also as I go into the experience. So that's how we use ketamine with reverence. That's how we use ketamine with true intention. So the set and the setting is the stuffed animal, the scents, the lights, all of that. That's the setting. And the set is what I did in my head today, all the work, thinking about the awareness that I am asking to understand better. So anyway, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it brings you a little closer to the understanding of how this process works. I really would appreciate if you put questions in the comments so that I can answer you and I can be a better companion as you go through this journey. I am so grateful for you coming here today. Thank you so much for giving me both your heart and your head. And I look forward to working with you some more with intention. Thank you again for joining me. Please like and subscribe. It's a brand new channel, and I really am trying to heal communities. So I really want to thank you again. So you have a wonderful day, and if you are having your ketamine journey, have a wonderful experience.